Develop a program using pointers to compute the sum, mean, and standard deviation of all elements stored in an array of n real numbers. Okay, with respect to the pointers, okay, we are going to be initializing the numbers, that is a, the variable a of I, then n real numbers. With respect to, we'll see the C program for a sum, mean, and a standard deviation. First step, we'll go with this. Okay, that is hash include stdio dot h, standard input output dot h. Next, we'll go for the header file, that is one more including as a mat dot h, because where we are using the mathematical library functions in this program, so it is a mandatory to use the mat dot h. Next, return type is the white main, opening body of a main, then float. Then we are going to be data type declaration using the float, that is a of 20. Okay, sum is initialized to the 0 earlier, and sum to as the 0, mean, variance, and deviation. Declaring the integer type of I and n. Next, clearing the state. Next, printf. Enter the number of elements. And if you go for the enter the number of elements, asking the enter the number of elements. Okay, if they enter the number of elements, if it's going for the 5. Next, after this case, okay, n is equal to 5. We are going to be initializing the that is n as the 5. Then, okay, enter array elements. Now we'll go with respect to this one. With this, now we'll go for the execution of this for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus 1. Then we are reading array of I, that is first if you go for any of the numbers, if you give the n number as the 5 numbers, it is going to be looping into the for loop using I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. First case, if you consider it as a, okay, first case looping, first is looping a of 5 initialize to assume it if you're taking it as a 1. Next, on the second loop one, okay, you are going to be entering it as a one more, that is 2, next 3, 4, 5, unless the number of elements should be 0 to 4. Then sum equal to sum plus pointer a plus I. What is the pointer of a plus I? That is from initially the sum is going to be declared. Okay, we'll go for this. Okay. Sum. Now, sum 1 is initially it is a 0 when you consider it is a 0. Then so we'll go for the sum 1 equals to sum 1. Okay, that is sum 1 is sum 1 plus pointer of a plus I. Okay, we are going to for the execution of the this step. Okay, when you go for execution of this step, a of I, A of I will exit sum equals to, and sum 1 equals to, okay, sum 1 is initially it is 0 plus A of I. If the A of I we take it as a 1, that is, first I will declare the enter the elements of first. Number is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the numbers. In that case, it's equal to 0. Then sum it becomes it as a next. Sum 2, sum 1 equals to, earlier sum 1 is 1 plus 2 equals to, sum 1 equals to, sum 1 is initially, next should go for the 3. 3 plus 6. Sum 1 equals to, sum 1 is 6 now, plus, we'll go for the say plus 4. Earlier we have taken it as a, now, now 6 plus 4 equals to 10. Next, sum 1 equals to, go on to the loop unless it becomes it as a 5. Then plus 5 equals to 50. At last, we got the sum value. Sum value total. Okay. At last, sum 1 equals to, it becomes it as a 50. That is the sum. Next, in case now look for the mean. What is the mean value? Mean equals to someone. What is someone? Someone is a 15 divided by n is number of 5 equals to, becomes mean value is nothing but a 3. Next, someone and a mean we have got the value. Then respective. Next case will go for this statement. Now we should go for the finding out the standard deviation. The standard deviation formula is standard, that is, we will take the deviation. Deviation equals to, what is standard deviation? The standard deviation. What? What is standard deviation? It is equals to. It is equals to the square root of variance. It is called a square root of variance. When you want to find out this standard deviation, the standard deviation formula is square root of variance. Then what is the formula for variance? Okay. That is variance equals to, that is sum 2 divided by n, divided by n. Then sum 2 formula is that is sum 2 equals to, initially it is declared as the 0, that is sum 2 is equal to sum 2 plus power of will go for the pointer, that is a plus I minus mean to the power of 2. This is the formula of a sum 2. So we should go for the sum 2. What is the formula of the sum 2? Then after the formula of the sum 2, then we are going to be declaring the variance. That the variance, that is nothing but, we know it, sum 2 is nothing but n divided by n. That is n number of the, we are taking the elements it as a 5. We are taking the n as the what? Earlier it is the 5. We have got 5 elements. That is the number of elements we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For all this total, we have made it as a sum. Okay, we have considered sum 1. Okay, that is total, it is a 15. Okay, as per the earlier formula. Then mean we have considered as a mean. Mean equals to, that is sum 1, that is sum 1 divided by number of elements. So we have got that, we have got the mean equals to 3 is the mean, sum is the 15. So now we'll see that the formula standard, then what will be the for variance, that's square root of a variance. So variance is equal sum 2 divided by n. We should go with respect to the sum 2 formula. Now we'll go. What is the sum 2? Sum 2 initially, okay. When you go for the sum 2, we'll go for the sum 2 equals to, initially sum 2 is 0 plus power of a plus I. A plus, initially the a plus is, we're taking n, that is 1. 1 minus mean. Mean value, we have got the mean value as the, right here. Initially sum 2 is 0, then mean equals to 3. With respect to this, okay, with respect to this formula, okay, we'll go to substitute this declaration. 1 minus mean. Mean is nothing but a 3. Okay. To the power of 2. So here we will get the output as sum is, that is 0. 0 plus power 1 minus, we'll go for the 1 minus 3, that is minus 2 to the power of 2. We are getting to see minus 2, okay, to the power of 2. Minus 2, that is power function minus 2 to the power of 2. Then in that case, in this case, we'll get the value as a 0 plus power, okay, minus 2 to the power of 2. We'll get it as a 4. Then the sum 2 equals to 4 we have got. Next, after this case, we'll go for the next looping. Sum 2 equals to, that is 4 plus power of Next elements, we have taken the elements as the initially as the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In that case, we are going to for a case. Okay. In that case, okay, we will go for the second element. Second element are the 1. Okay, we are considered 1. Now we will go for considering it as a. Oh, we'll go for 2 minus the mean value 3. Okay, to the power of 2. To the power of 2. So, we'll get this 4 plus, okay, 4 plus power of 2 to the 2 minus 3, that is minus 1 to the power of 2. That we will be considering it as a what? Sum 2, or the sum 2 equals to 5. Fine. Next, we'll go for a sum 2 equals to sum 2, that we have got the earlier value 5 plus power of next value we have got it the value as the 3. Okay, when you go for the 3 value 3 3 3 plus 3 minus mean value power of 2. In that case, we are getting it as a 5 plus power of 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, we'll go on start as a 0. Then we are getting it as a value it as a sum 2. Sum 2 equals to 5. We have got this one. Next, we'll continue this one. Next, sum 2 equals to 5 plus power of 4 plus 4 minus mean value power of 2. Then that case 5 plus 4 first go for 4 minus 1 1 to the power 1. 1. So we got the sum 2 equals to 6. Next, sum 2 go for unless the loop it completes the all the 5 elements. Sum 2 is equal to 6 plus power of 5 minus mean value to the power of 2. Then rating it as a 6 plus 5 minus 2, 4. Okay. Then we're getting sum 2 equals to next. When you go for the next looping, in that case looping, then we cannot enter into the loop because the elements are only 5 elements, then n is less than equal to elements, though it comes out from the looping statement. So now we got the sum equals, so sum equals to 2 is equal to 10 at last. Then to find out the variance, the formula is the variance we are taking this variance equals to sum 2. Formula is we called it as sum 2 divided by n. So the variance we are getting it as what is sum 2? Sum 2 we got the 10 divided by 5. We will get the variance equals to what is that? Variance is equal to 2. You got the value for the variance. When you got the variance, so we should find out the standard deviation. Should find out the standard deviation. The standard deviation is that then we can take it as standard deviation is equal to deviation standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation equals to square root of variance. SQRT square root of variance. What is the variance value we have got it? SQRT variance value we have got it as a. When you take the square root of a variance, that is that value we are getting it 1.41. Okay, we are getting the standard variance. Result is 1.412. This is the standard deviation formula. We go to the programming. Oh. Then we have got this formula. With this formula, we have got the sum 2. Then we are taking with the sum 2 divided by n for to finding the where means variance. Okay. Next standard deviation is called square root of var. Square root of var we are getting square root of 2 is we are getting the deviation is nothing but 1.412. So next we are getting printing the sum 1, mean and a variance and a standard deviation. Now we'll go with the execution of a program. So this is the to find out the sum, mean and the standard deviation using the C program. Enter the number of elements. Number of elements, if I taken it as a 5. Then arrays, if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are getting it as sum is 0, mean is 0, and variance is 0, and standard deviation is the 0. Why the say it is small? I want to ask the question that if you're getting all the 0, somewhere we have done the mistake. That means the problem when we are entering the input with respect to your standard input format, okay, you are given a difference. What is the difference? Means you are given empty spaces. So now elements is 5. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see the execution of the program. Enter number of elements 5. Okay, array elements of 1. Okay, 2. A of 2 is 3. A of 4 is 4. A of 4 is 5. Then when you count the sum, the formula we're taking the sum is sum 1 is equal to sum 1 plus pointer of a plus I. Then 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4. Okay, 10. 10 plus 15. That sum is equal to 15. Then the mean value you got the total sum 1 divided by n. Then the variance is 2. Okay, the variance formula we have considered as sum 2 divided by n. Then the standard deviation is that is square root of variance, the square root of 2.00, we will get it 1.41425. This is the program to be executed.